You know, a lot of times it seems like we Christians are focused on output. You know what I mean? We're focused on what we can produce, what we can do, what we can show the world, how we can be a good witness. We're extremely output focused. But what I've noticed about the scriptures is that God always starts with input. What do I mean by that? Well, just like a computer system, you're not going to have output unless there's first input going in. And the input going in will determine what that output looks like. So if you have a certain view of God, if that's the input you've been receiving, if you've been sitting under teaching that has caused you to be bound up in legalistic religion, then guess what your output is going to look like? That output is going to look very much like fear and confusion and worry and doubt and wondering where you stand with the God of the universe. Conversely, if we were to take the truth about ourselves and the truth about God and make that our input, then the corresponding output will look very similar. If I begin to set my mind on the incredible truths of the gospel, that I'm loved and accepted and forgiven and embraced by the God of the universe, that He lives in me and He'll never leave me, well, the output starts to reflect those truths, doesn't it? You know, our mind is very much like a computer system. The input will determine the output. So if you've found yourself lagging in the Christian life, if you've found yourself wanting more, wondering where to start, well, please don't bother starting with output. That never works. The key is to start with input. What are you setting your mind on? What are you filling your mind with? Is it truth or error? Are you seeking out time to really get reprogrammed by the truth of your new identity in Jesus Christ? Are you seeking out time to really say, hey, Father, I want you to teach me. I want you to show me all that I have in you because I don't understand it all yet. And as we depend and trust and look to Him, you'll be surprised how much your output changes as merely a byproduct of getting that new input. So we're very much like a computer system, aren't we? At least in our minds. God has designed us to experience the renewing of the mind. And as we experience that renewing, there will be a transforming of that output and fruit will be born. But never, ever try to start with output. That is backwards. That's what religion says. Religion says you have to change and you have to change now. But God's divine way is the polar opposite. He's saying, let me pour into you and show you how I feel about you. Let me show you how I've equipped you. Let me show you how I love you and forgive you and embrace all that you are. And as you set your mind on how much I love you, you will love others because I loved you first. Are you willing to receive that input? Are you willing to set your mind on this incredible news? Do you realize that you're a receiver and a reflector? We were never meant to be producers. And that should come as an incredible relief, right? It's not our responsibility to live the Christian life. Jesus Christ is the Christian life, and He gave His life and His love to us so that He could express His life and His love through us. But it all starts with that input. It all starts with receiving. Are you willing to receive today? You know, it takes a humble person to say, I can't produce, I must receive. And quite frankly, the religious world is consumed with messages of we need to produce more. Will you go against the grain? Will you do the opposite? Are you willing to see God's divine way? Will you receive? Will you reflect the Christ life that lives within you? He is the Christian life, and He can live the life that you never could anyway. Wow, what an incredible system that He gave His life for us, and He gave His life to us, and He expresses His life through us. And our role is to wake up every day, and I'm not the vine, I'm just the branch. Embrace the branch life. It's a beautiful life, and it's your destiny.